Welcome to the Web Report. My name is Stuart Webb. Tonight we're going to talk a little bit about the Epstein files because supposedly millions of files have been released and you can go view them on the Department of Justice website fairly easily. But we're going to play this clip that just came out on C-SPAN of Rep. Congressman Ted Lieu. And let's just play this.
So why are Republicans so interested in Bill and Hillary Clinton? It's because they're trying to distract from the fact that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files thousands and thousands of times. In those files, there's highly disturbing allegations of Donald Trump raping children, of Donald Trump threatening to kill children. So I encourage the press to go look at these allegations. And I'm highly disturbed that Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche just got the law wrong. Yesterday, he said, essentially, that it is not a crime to party with Jeffrey Epstein. Well, that's actually not correct. If Jeffrey Epstein was human trafficking minors for these sex parties, and you show up and patronize the establishment at that party, yes, you're guilty, because patronizing is part of the law, the federal sex trafficking law. So Deputy General Todd Blanche just got that wrong, which maybe explains why they aren't investigating all these folks, including Donald Trump. He needs to read the law and investigate these people. He also needs to resign, not only for not knowing the law, but a massive, not only screw up, but the biggest privacy violation in history. They release a lot of pictures of minors unredacted, just violated the privacy of these girls. It is uncalled for what they did.
Okay, we're going to stop it there. You see how he opens up with saying the Republicans are trying to distract us from they're trying to distract us with these Bill and Hillary allegations. Yeah, that's what you're doing. So here's what's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen, okay? Because all of the parties are involved. All the elites are involved. It's very obvious. We have been waiting years. Well, I haven't been waiting years, but people have been waiting years for this kind of stuff to come out and for something to be done. Nothing is going to happen. I predict they'll scapegoat a low-level, maybe a low-level like state politician or a C-list actor, and somehow scapegoat them, and even though everyone's involved. Now, again, I've said that the Epstein thing is just a red herring, and I still believe that. That is a distraction. It's used it's kind of used for these elites and politicians to like do political theater and act like they have and publicly say that they have blackmail on each other without it ever nothing ever being done, no justice being done. No one's going to be brought to justice. I mean, you have a congressman right here, a sitting congressman, saying that we need to take these allegations seriously of the president raping and killing children. And I mean, those are really serious allegations. The thing is that all these people on either side of the aisle, these elites, the Republicans, these people are all involved to a degree. And that's why they come out and they blame the other side, or they try to pin things on the other side. And it's more and more obvious every day that nothing's going to happen. And a lot of it is a big distraction, and they're using it as a political theater tactic, both sides, to keep us distracted, as if anything's going to happen. Okay, this Ted Lieu guy, you're going to defend Bill and Hillary Clinton? Okay. And I'm not saying you should defend Trump if you're a Trump fan. I'm not saying you defend any of these people. You shouldn't defend them. Okay. It appears that they're all involved to a degree. Okay. And like, so let's look at this. If you haven't seen the movie Eyes Wide Shut, just watch this scene. This is the ending scene of the movie, and it's this movie. It actually, as revealing at it as the movie is, it's very sugar coated, in my opinion. I think it's a lot worse. But the movie, for someone who has really is very naive, if they watch it, they'll be very disturbed by this movie. But watch the ending scene. This scene portrays this guy who's part of the elite telling Tom Cruise that, hey, I'm involved in these secret societies. The party that you were at last night, I was there. And all the other people that were disguised, if you actually knew what positions in society they had, you would be disturbed. You would be highly disturbed. So let's just watch this scene.
I know what happened last night. And I know what's been going on since then. And I think you just might have the wrong idea about one or two things. Okay, he had a bruise on his face. That's a hell of a lot less than he deserves. Listen, Bill, I don't think you realize what kind of trouble you were in last night. Who do you think those people were? Those were not just ordinary people there. If I told you their names, I'm not going to tell you their names, but if I did, I don't think you'd sleep so well.
Okay, so yeah, so he tells Tom Cruise, hey, those people at that secret society party you dropped into because you had the secret password, though, if you knew who were under the masks, you would be disturbed and concerned. It's because it's people like this, people like Bill and Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, all these guys. They're all involved, and they blackmail each other, but they also will never bring each other to justice. And it tells us right here in the Book of Mormon. Okay, Helaman chapter 6, verse 21. But behold, Satan did stir up the hearts of the more part of the Nephites, insomuch that they did unite with those band of robbers, and did enter into their covenants and their oaths, that they would protect and preserve one another in whatsoever difficult circumstance they should be placed, that they should not suffer for their murders and their plunderings and their stealings. And it came to pass that they did have their signs, yea, their secret signs and their secret words, and this, that they might distinguish a brother who had entered into the covenant, that whatsoever wickedness his brother should do, he should not be injured by his brother, nor by those who did belong to his band, who had taken this covenant. Okay, and thus they might murder and plunder and steal and commit whoredoms and all manner of wickedness contrary to the laws of their country and also the laws of their God. So these people are violating natural law in secret. They're all involved, and they protect each other in their crimes. Okay, that's how they get away with this. Now, the one thing about this Epstein thing, this saga that has been going on for so many years now, by the way, no one really knows who this guy is. I'm not convinced at all, really. Anything that I see, we hardly have any, like the only reason we know who he is because, like post him, off and killing himself, post that, we have like what seems to be just photoshopped pictures or old pictures, and we don't really have video footage of this guy. He's just it seems very odd. He was not a very public person yet, and now he's supposedly dead, and now society's obsessed with this guy that we didn't really know much about, and he's also dead now. But he's supposed to be the key to everything, right? We really need to investigate this. But back to what I was saying. The good thing about this whole Epstein thing is that it has brought to light most naive people in society, mainstream kind of naive, just decent people. It has shed light. It has opened their mind up to the very to the reality that this kind of stuff is going on. Okay, so that is a benefit to this whole Epstein saga. But nothing's going to happen again unless the Lord intervenes. Okay, he's either going to allow this to continue, or he's not going to allow it. So we'll see. I mean, I hope people are brought to justice, but ultimately, if they're allowed to continue to protect each other in their crimes, they're going to scapegoat some. They're going to distract us with some scapegoat, so that we all focus on that one person when really all these people are implicated. But it's like they're implicated, but in my opinion, it's not through the Epstein files. It's just they're implicated because of how they're acting and how they're trying to blackmail each other publicly and do this political theater game. That to me is the most telling part. So, hopefully justice is done, but I highly doubt it, because in order for justice to be done, there would have to be, most of our elites would have to go to jail. and government officials, government representatives, and everyone that is involved in elite circles, right? With not just government officials, but they all. It's like a revolving door between the filthy rich and Hollywood and government officials. It's just a revolving door. So again, they protect each other in their crimes. So this guy, he's making really serious allegations. I will say, 20 years ago, this type of stuff wouldn't be like, we wouldn't have like congressmen accusing implying and in a way accusing the president of like raping children. We probably wouldn't have that 20 years ago, but we're in 2026 now, and it seems that things are changing and they're getting more public, and this is to in a way, it's a blessing for decent people to see this, because then they can like actually actually realize what is happening, and what has been happening. So that is a benefit to this whole Epstein saga. But going through these, like, I have no real interest in investigating these files, because like nothing's really going to happen. So it's just like a huge waste of time. So it's easier to just assume that I would be skeptical of guys like this, everyone in power. I would just be skeptical of them flat out, So those are my thoughts on the whole Epstein thing. Read the Book of Mormon, recognize that secret combinations exist. And yeah, we need good, righteous people to hold wicked people that are committing terrible crimes and violations of natural law against others. We need to hold them accountable. So until that happens, this stuff will continue. So we need to pray for justice to be done, or else this is just going to continue. So that's all I got for you on that.